Welcome back to the R&D podcast. We have a couple games here today to go over. My name's Dalton.
RJ?
Today we're going to be talking about several games. We're going to start off with the Texas A&M Florida game. RJ, you got 56% of the bets being placed on Florida, but 84% of the money going to Texas A&M. It's going to be kind of an interesting one. You've seen A&M's offensive line look really good. You've seen their defense be really strong. You see Marcel Reed be okay, but at the end of the day, Texas A&M's the most penalized team in the SEC or in college football. Sorry, 9.5 penalties per game, and the last in the SEC in third down conversion. So you've had a couple stats that are kind of iffy, but on the flip side of things, you got Florida. Florida hasn't looked very good. You saw the win over Texas at home last week that looked okay, but you still don't know if this Texas team is really that great. DJ Lagway throwing a couple interceptions, especially against that LSU game with 5 in one game. What do you think of this game, and what's your opinion?
Uh, man, oh man, this is gonna be a really good one in at Texas A&M. Billy Napier upset Texas last week. You know when he's hot, he gets those dubs that he needs to get, and I don't feel like this Texas A&M team is really good, but you'll have to lose sometime during the season, and I feel like this game Florida's gonna be hot coming after off of Texas, and I feel like Florida Gators will win this game, 35 to 27. Florida Gators.
Ooh, ooh, that's a strong pick there. I think.
I, I feel like Texas A&M will be a playoff contender unless they just lose out, and I don't think they will. But it's college football, man. No, I don't think no team in the playoffs will be undefeated. And I feel like this is a game that Texas A&M loses early.
I think you look at Florida, right? You got Dallas Wilson who came back. He had a heck of a game last week, and he was really the star of the show last week. But at the end of the day, I think that this Florida defense doesn't get enough pressure on the quarterback. They did pretty well last week against Arch, but before that, they were one of the lowest ranked in college football as far as getting sacks, not finishing plays. So, with that being said, Billy Napier did a great job last week upsetting Texas at home. But I don't think this Texas team is what we thought they were going to be. I don't think Arch Manning is what we thought they were going to be, and for that reason, I have Texas A&M clearing this game. I got them 27-14, a good little win at home. The line opened up at 9.5, and it's betted down to 7.5. I got them covering. I think this game's going to be good, but I think Mike Elko's got a good scheme going on with their defense, and I think Marcel Reed can make plays when he needs to. You've seen that already this year. But other than that, I mean, that's about all for this game. What we got coming up next?
Indiana and Oregon.
Indiana and Oregon. Going into our next game, you got Indiana going to Oregon, playing in Eugene. Oregon opened up as a 14.5-point favorite. They're now a 7.5-point favorite, or a 7-point favorite, sorry. The over-under set at 55.5. I think this game is going to be really interesting. I think you have two sides. Oregon looks like one of the best teams in college football. I think they may, you saw on College Game Day last week where Kirk said that he thinks Oregon's probably the best team in college football. Ohio State looks good. Don't get me wrong, but Oregon looks really well put together. I think Dante Moore is a huge hit for them. I think, you have a good offensive line that's playing great. You have good running backs. I think there's a lot of stuff that's merging well for Oregon that's allowing them to be successful. Indiana on the other side, they have a Fernando Mendoza who's been playing like a Heisman candidate. He's been playing great. I mean, you have a ton of real deal players on that team, and there's not a whole lot of cupcakes left for them on their schedule. So you're about to see what they really are going through the rest of this. The defensive line for Indiana has been really good throughout this year, and I'm curious to see how they'll do against Oregon. But with that being said, you're going to Oregon. You're going to play Dan Lanning, who's a defensive-minded coach. He's one of the best coaches in college football. I completely stand by that. I think when you look at this game, it's hard to say that Oregon will not take this game. You have some of the top players in the country on Oregon side, and you have a lot of stuff that's merging really well together with a defense that's really good. With all that being said, I think Indiana's a great team, but Oregon's going to take it, especially with that home field advantage. I got Oregon winning this game 31-24.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. Dan Lanning just gets me really hyped for some reason. I mean, he pumps his team up in the locker room. I love his locker room speeches and stuff like that. And I picked Oregon to go to Penn State and to win against them, and they did for sure. And I feel like Dante Moore is a really good quarterback. And not doubting this Indiana team, I feel like this Indiana team is a lot better than last year. It's gonna be a really tight game, but I'm gonna have to go with Oregon at home, 34-24.
34-24, so 10-point cover there. What
Yes.
what do you think of
Oregon seals it off with a field goal.
Okay, there's kind of a little dagger at the end.
Yeah.
Dante Moore's been playing some great football. What surprised you whenever you watched him go and play Penn State? You saw them kind of dominate, or not dominate, I wouldn't say that, but you saw them play really the game at a whiteout that was a hard game. What kind of surprised you about the Oregon team that you probably wouldn't have expected? Is it the passing game? Is their ability to run the ball? What are you liking? Or is it Dante Moore's play? I mean, he's looked really good. What do you think?
I'm gonna say Dante Moore's play because he can throw the ball pretty well, and also his toughness. He took a couple of hits that a lot of quarterbacks couldn't take in the college football now, and I feel like Dante Moore is him. he's gonna be a problem for the next years to come.
Oh, no doubt. Dante Moore looked really good, but we move on to this next game, right? We fall right into one of the biggest games of the week. Red River, in the SEC now. You're going to play in Dallas. I'm pretty sure that's where the neutral ground game's being played at. It's really and truly a home game for Texas. But with all that being said, you got a 2.5-point favorite for Texas. I want to say it is. Let me see here. Yeah, 2.5-point favorite for Texas. This game's going to be really interesting. What are you thinking as far as you've seen Texas play? You've seen that they haven't looked as good as what you thought they were at one time. You've seen Arch Manning maybe go and kind of underperform the expectations at the beginning of the season when a lot of it was created by media because of his last name. And, CJ Baxter, he's doubtful for this game. But on the other end, you got John Mateer, who you still don't know if he's going to play or not. I've heard that Oklahoma is preparing for the game as if he is going to play. And if he does play, that's a complete game changer. John Mateer, I mean, we all know how good John Mateer is. And if he comes back and is anything like he was before, Oklahoma will be just fine. Oklahoma's defense, you saw what they did to Auburn. You saw the pass rush that they were getting. You saw their defense just absolutely shut down. Brent Venables is one of the best defensive-minded coaches. But we go back to Texas. You have Steve Sarkisian over there, one of the best offensive play callers, one of the best offensive coordinating type head coaches you'll see. But with all that being said, the run is horrific. Texas has not looked good at all this year. You just got beat at Florida. You're going to have a lot of grudge. You're going to have a big grudge on your shoulder. But I don't think this is where it comes to life. I don't think this is where this Texas team is like, hey, let's go out and win this one. Now, a part of me wants to take Texas just because of the fact of, man, there's a lot of stuff going against them. At some point, it's got to all fall down for Oklahoma. And why not happen in Dallas, Texas, in a rivalry game? Why not now? But I'm going to go with my gut. I think Oklahoma's a great team. I think Brent Venables is a great coach, and I think this defense is really good. If John Mateer's back, I believe, 100% this Oklahoma team.
Yeah. Arch Manning, I feel like he's going to be a good quarterback, but he's just still young and needs more experience back there. I'm not sure if Texas is going to keep him or not. They definitely hyped up his name preseason way too much for him not to even play against a good team last year. And I feel like he'll become a really good quarterback when he gets to experience. But with John Mateer being iffy and also Oklahoma's run game really not good at all.
Yeah.
Yes. But their defense is really good. So this is a tough game. Texas coming off a loss. My mind is telling me go Texas. I can't lie. Just because I feel like Steve will come up with a good offensive scheme. But my gut's going on Oklahoma.
The greatest coaches win games and rivalries when you don't think they're going to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? when your back's against the wall and you don't think you're going to win, and your team's not performing how they should, you find a way to win this game. You can just beat the number 6 team in the country, and it's your rivalry game. Your whole season flips on its head. Arch Manning just turns into that guy. Arch Manning, the headlines are struggled at the start of the season, but now you beat Oklahoma. Where do you go from now?
Because, yeah, I feel like Texas defense is still pretty good, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, their offense may be struggling a little bit.
It's just the problem with Texas. The thing that kind of really ruins it for me is the fact that we are now, 5 games into your season, about to be playing your 6th, and Arch Manning is your leading rusher.
Yeah, that's
what?
bad.
You know what I'm saying? And now you got a couple guys with over 100 yards rushing on the season, but still not good. Still not good at all. But other than that, man, I think Texas is going to have a lot of battles to face here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Oklahoma 30-24.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a rival game, and I don't think Oklahoma will blow them out just because of that reason. And then it's in Dallas, Texas, also, and I don't think Oklahoma's going. It's gonna be a really tight game, I believe.
I agree with that.
I believe Arch Manning will show some glimpses of him being really good, and then force an interception and calls the game.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. I think I really kind of want to lean towards that 3-point deficit gap for Texas. I think that you may see Oklahoma win the game 24-17, or you could see them win like a weird score, like 23-20. I think that's more than possible. You have 2 field goals and 2 touchdowns, whatever it may be, or 3 field goals, 2 touchdowns if you're Oklahoma. I think if John Mateer is playing in this game, I got Oklahoma winning 24-17. I think Texas is going to be able to keep it close, just like you said, because it's a rivalry game. It's in Dallas. You just got beat by Florida, so there's a little bit of that sour taste in your mouth, maybe turn it around. But I just don't think it's going to be enough. I think Oklahoma's a good team. And even with Michael Hawkins back there, they're still a good team. So I think if the rushing game shows up for Oklahoma, which you're kind of waiting for it to kind of come back to life, it could be really bad. I just don't believe in Texas, man. They have not looked good. Like, give me a reason. You go out and beat Oklahoma, you gave me a reason. But as of right now, you're the preseason number 1 and you've fallen out of the rankings. That's not good. Arch Manning, he's not giving me the reason to want to take Texas because he looks off his platform. He looks completely flushed out of the pocket. His arm angle looks bad. His velocity looks bad. Everything about him right now looks bad. You've seen flashes of what he could be, but it never really stayed consistent. A lot of people are starting to use the excuse that, hey, he may be hurt. And that could be the case, but you shouldn't be playing the kid. It's ruined his confidence. I mean, he's already got all the media on his back. But with all that being said, Steve Sarkisian's the coach at Texas for a reason, and I'm not. I think still he's not going to be able to beat this Oklahoma team in Dallas.
It's college football, though, man.
It is. A lot of crazy things can happen. Crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened. But
it's going to be a really good game, I believe. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Oh, yeah.
I know the Oklahoma fans think that it's going to be just a blowout, but it's not, man. Let's be realistic here.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm really excited to watch this one. This is probably going to be one of my favorite games of the day. And I love the fact that it's at 2:30 because I can turn right around for the Bama game. Hopefully we get a good outcome and I can watch this game, But anyways, this has been the RD podcast. Is there anything else you'd like to add, RJ?
No, sir.
Well, it's been the RD podcast. My name's Dalton.
RJ.
We'll catch you next time.